how to apply a Turkish tourist visa for Philippine passport holders, especially the ordinary passport holders. Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Kaizen. Since I live in Turkiye and I am married to a Turkish, I would like to promote Turkiye to all Filipinos who would love to travel, who loves traveling, who is curious about what Turkish culture is about. So I'm going to help you on the requirements, guide you, and give you some tips on how to get approved with the Turkish Tourist Visa. First and foremost, the important notice that you have to know is that you don't need to go to the embassy anymore. There's a Turkey Tourist Visa Application Center. As of May 2022, all visa applications will be processed by the Turkiye Visa Application Center, or it's called AgentTR. So if you're planning to go to Turkiye and you want to apply for a Turkish visa, you have to apply through AgentTR. Again, through AgentTR. You don't have to go to the embassy anymore. They are located in Unit 17E, Petron Mega Plaza Tower, Makati, Manila. What you'll do, you will send a WhatsApp message to the phone number on the screen. So what are the requirements? The requirements: 2 pieces of recent photograph, not older than 6 months, 2x2 in color, must be biometric type with white background. Original passport, at least 6 months validity from the date of departure to Turkey. If you have an old passport with visa, like the old one, you can send a photocopy along with the new passport that you have. PSA birth certificate original and PSA marriage certificate original if you are married. Individual latest income tax return, or what we call ITR. Original bank certificate and bank statement. You have to submit original bank certificate and bank statement addressed to the embassy. So this should show sufficient funds covering all costs of your travel. We suggest at least 6 months of your bank statement. And if you are employed, original signed and sealed certificate of employment, then working record, monthly or annual income. Next, if you have a business and you're not, an employee, then required SEC, SEC or DTI company income tax return. You need a flight and hotel reservation. You can contact AgentTR about this because they can provide this for you. Next, copy of detailed itinerary. So you're applying for a Turkish tourist visa. It means you're gonna go for a tour in Turkey. You need to have a detailed itinerary. So maybe you want an itinerary in Istanbul, you want to go to Cappadocia, or you want to go to Izmir, Pamukkale. So whichever you want to go, you have to prepare those. There are many samples of itinerary in Google, so try checking them out. Depends on how many days you're gonna stay actually in Turkey. If you are still a student, you can provide a school registration or proof of enrollment and school ID. Then you need a visa fee. For the visa fee, it should be USD cash. What if you are invited by a Turkish national? So for this one, if you have a sponsor or a boyfriend or friend that you want to meet in Turkey and he's gonna be your sponsor, the Turkish national should show a requirements as well. So the requirements would be original invitation letter and should have notarized in Turkey. It should be in Turkish, so he should go to a notary office and have it notarized. Then show his Turkish ID and passport bio page scan or photocopy. And then they would also need his bank statements or a photocopy of the bank statements. So it shows he can afford to be your sponsor in case something happens to you when you're, traveling here in Turkey. Here are more tips I can share to you so you have high chance of getting approved of a visa. And since you're going to tour around Turkiye, you have to prepare a cover letter. So what is a cover letter? You have to show why you want to go to Turkiye, why you want to travel there, why are you curious about Turkiye. So you have to research a little bit, where do you want to go, because you're gonna apply for Turkish Tourist Visa and you should show the reason. It should be believable why you want to go there and travel there. You have to make it sincere and explain as much as you can. And if you have a travel history, you can also show your travel history, your stamps from other countries that you like traveling, blah 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 blah. You know, you've been to different parts of Asia, you've been to different parts of the world, so you like traveling and you want to go to Turkey this time. You have to convince the consul that you like traveling. Another tip is show more proof of rootedness. If you have everything in the list, you have prepared everything on the list, then that's great. But if you want to have a high chance of approval, you can show more proof of rootedness. So what are the proof of rootedness? Like anything under your name or anything under your parents' name that can support that you're gonna come back to the Philippines. So they won't think, magtiti-anti yan. So, they won't think that you're gonna stay in Turkey forever. They would think, she or he just gonna travel and he will come back to the Philippines, or she will come back to the Philippines because of her rootedness. So if you have a car under your name, if you own a land or a condominium, you can show the titles, that these are mine, I have properties here and there. If you have a credit card, if you have a senior citizen parents that you're taking care of, those are reasons that you would come back to the Philippines. You're gonna show all those proof, and I have no doubt your maybe 80%, 90% will get approved with visa. And what if you don't have everything? What if you don't have those things? You don't have a lot of rootedness. You just graduated university, but you want to travel to Turkey. Unfortunately, for us Filipinos, it's really, really difficult to get a Turkish tourist visa because a lot of illegal workers are here and they don't have proper documents. And because of that, they have been really, really strict of getting us approved with visa. But it's still possible, You should just show money. You have to show how much money you have in the bank. And if your sponsor is a Turkish, then it's also highly possible that you can get approved, as long as the Turkish person can show that they can support you in this travel and they know you for a long time and this is not a scam or something like that. So avoid lying to the consul, avoid lying to the embassy, because they will find red flags. So I'll give you another tip. Once they check your application, they will look for red flags. They will try to find something that you're lying about. So please don't lie to the embassy. Don't lie to the consul, because they can read you. They can read your cover letter. They can read your papers. They know your documents. There's no reason to lie. Just be honest and be sincere, and the consul will understand, and they will be like, okay, she's just coming to tour around, or she's just coming to meet someone. And you can say, I'm going to meet my boyfriend, he's Turkish, and we have been met for a while now, so I'm traveling there. He met me in the Philippines before, now I'm going back to his country to learn more about his culture, to learn more about what Turkey is all about. Because I want to learn more about the person I am in a relationship with, You just have to be genuine about your intention. As I said again, you have to show proof of rootedness, at least 1 or 2, that you're coming back to the Philippines. Another reminder, if you don't have a Turkish tourist visa yet, do not buy a flight ticket yet. Do not buy a real one yet. You can have a flight reservation or a dummy ticket, but do not buy yet. because it might take a long time for the Turkish Tourist Visa to be processed, so you have to be very careful about applying. And I recommend you apply 3 months before the travel period. How much show money you should have in your bank account? So this is how you compute it. So if you're planning to stay in Turkey for X days, you should have $50 per day. So if you're planning to go to Turkey for 10 days, you should have at least $500 in your bank account. 500 USD is 27,500 pesos. But I suggest you should have more than that. Make it double, like 50,000. That's just my recommendation. Just to be sure they won't question you cannot afford going there. Is an interview required? No, there is no interview, but the consul might call you and ask you further questions regarding your application. So they might call you just to clarify, or they might ask you for more documents. My personal experience, since I was a virtual assistant, I had to show so many documents, and my husband also helped me with the sponsor letter and all the supporting documents that we prepared. But if you are a virtual assistant like me, you need to show a lot of rootedness. I showed my stock certificate, I showed my time deposit accounts, I showed a lot of money in my bank, just so I'm sure they will get me approved. And of course, I was receiving money through PayPal, and I showed my PayPal accounts, I showed 1-year bank statements, I showed employment certificate with my client, and I contract with my client. So I have to provide everything that proves that I have proper income, and I've been working in this world, in this digital nomad life for a long time. So it was a little bit difficult to do it, but it's not impossible. You just have to prepare anything that you think makes value while you are gonna go back to Philippines. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have more questions, you can message me on my Instagram, or you can message me on my TikTok. I am more active on those platforms. In YouTube, you can comment down below what you want to know, what type of questions you want me to answer. If it's about immigration, or if it's about resident permit here in Turkey, I would love to help you guys. And again, don't forget to subscribe.